So this video is how to make a crop-like effect with optional border in After Effects. So first, I have expressions here included in the description. Feel free to save if you're following along. So first, I want to make sure that the comp name matches this. So I'm going to make a new comp, call it crop effect. Make sure the dimensions are what I want. Color doesn't matter, say OK. Then for the layer, I want to make sure it matches this name, which is crop. Okay, so make a new layer solid, call it crop. Then to start with the border, I'll start with the top line. So with the pen tool selected, with a white stroke, 3 pixel for starters. On the left center side, just click, then click hold shift and click again so you have a straight line. Then with the arrow tool, hold on to it and say Control Alt Home, Control Home to center it. Okay, go down here, name it top line, then toggle this open, and then under Contents, Shape 1, change it to Shape 1 Top. Toggle this open, and under the Shape Transform, we want to Alt-click the Shape Transform Scale, and then if you're following along, at the top here, we're going to grab this scaling code. I'm going to copy and paste that, and what this will do is make sure the line is set to the comp width. Okay? Then for position, what we want to do is parent the line's Y position to the crop's Y scale. So copy and paste this. Okay? So basically when the crop Y is 0, it'll be in the center. When the crop Y is 100, it'll be at the top. Okay, toggle this closed, and then for the layer transform under scale, Alt-click. And for this, we want to parent the line's X scale to the crop's X scale. Copy and paste this. Okay, so that's the top line. And once you have the top line, you can just duplicate that. And it's basically the same for the bottom line with a few minor exceptions. So just change the name from top to bottom wherever you can. So toggle this open until you get to position. Make sure top Y is changed to bottom Y. And then you have a few other variables. So top Y, bottom Y, bottom Y. And then the other exception is change this minus to a plus. Okay, so top will go to the top, bottom to the bottom. Okay, and then for the left line, it's very similar, but we're going vertically. So pen tool again, roughly in the top center, hold click, shift, click again. Then the V key will give you the selection tool. Click, Control Alt Home, Control Home to center it. And then we're going to name this left line. Toggle this open, contents, change the name to show left. Toggle this open again, and now similar to before, Alt-click scale. And this time, if you're following along, just scroll down until you get to the left line. Okay, and this time we're setting this size to the comp height instead of the comp width. Okay, and then for the position, keep scrolling down. We're going to grab this position. So the X position will be parented to the crop's X scale. And then toggle this closed just like before. The layer transform scale, this time we're going to have the Y scale parented to the Y scale. Okay, and then just like before, we're going to duplicate the left line, call this right line, toggle this open, and wherever you see left, you're going to change that name to say right. So in position, just like before, we're going to change this to say right, and then make sure this says right, and then change the minus to a plus again. And so if you toggle the visibility of the crop off, and if you just go over to the scale, you should now see you have this beautiful optional border here. And the reason that I use the literal name of the composition, for example, I said comp crop effect instead of this comp. The reason I did that is so it will still work if I pre-compose these layers. So just call this border, for example. Okay, and so that way you can just have it be a little more elegant this way. And then if you have the border comp open, if you want, you can say essential graphics, and you select the border comp. And for example, if you wanted to bring over something like the stroke color, you can pop it in here, and over back here with your pre-comp, you'll see essential properties, and you can change the color right here, and you could add whatever properties you want to this and have essential properties here. And then the other thing I like to do with my pre-comp is to just go to the position here and basically just parent this position to the crops position so that it can move however you like. So just to see this in action, for example, let's just say I had a some basic text. Let's say I just have that centered, and I'll put this underneath my crop. Make sure my track met is selected to that crop. And so, for example, if I now have my scale, I can just adjust the scale, and that border moves with it. And if I wanted to, I can turn on or off whichever parts of the border I want. So if I only want top or bottom, I have that. If I only want left or right, I have that. And as you can see, I mean, there's a lot you can do with this. So you can pretty much just copy and paste this in every comp where you want to use this as an effect. But there's so much more you can do. Feel free to tinker with the expressions, anchor points. Can do a lot with this. So that's basically a crop effect in After Effects.